Listen, I'm making this shit quick because last night when I recorded the video, this stupid ass camera didn't finish. It didn't record everything, bro. I only record basically one video out of three. Out of three. That's how angry I am, bro. This shit really didn't record 2 out of 3 videos that I record because this camera be bugging sometimes. It'll bug, but I guess I had to delete some shit on it or whatever. It's literally the next morning, bro, as you can see. But we just gonna react to the same shit. I'm gonna act like I ain't see it.
What?
But fuck it, bro. It's for y'all. This dead ass crazy, bro, because it's like, it's always something, bro. It's really always something, bro. But I'm really sorry, bro. But like I said, it's gonna be another one in like a couple days anyways. This is from Wednesday that just passed because I ain't put it up type shit, but fuck it. I'm trying to just still make it good. Still trying to do my best to make it come out. This is supposed to come out Sunday, so the next one is gonna be perfect because I'm checked perfect, bro. Swear to God. Alright, but like I said, yo, don't get mad at me. I saw this last night, so I don't know how to react to it over. But I'm gonna do my best to pretend. You feel me? I got you. But the first video is called "Have you ever heard of the Hachash?" I'm not gonna pronounce it. I didn't know how to pronounce it last night. I don't know how to pronounce it now. Alright, but yeah, the first story is called Japanese Slenderman. This shit was scary last night. I wish I caught this shit on camera, but like I said, this shit started bugging. But yeah, let's get into it.
Hey, I'm Sapphire. Want to hear something scary?
This shit fire.
You've heard of the Slender Man, but have you heard of the tall, slender woman? This next chapter is a Japanese urban legend called Hachishaku-sama, which means 8 feet tall. My grandparents lived in a small village in Japan. Every summer, my parents would take me there on holiday to visit them. The last time I saw them was the summer when I was 8 years old. My grandparents were inside the house and I was playing by myself outside in the backyard. I heard a strange sound. I didn't know what it was and it was hard to figure out where it was coming from. I was looking around, searching for the source of the noise, when I
hate that
noticed
sound,
something
bro.
on top of the tall hedges that enclosed the backyard. It was a straw hat. It wasn't resting on the hedge, it was behind it. That's where the sound was coming from. Then the hat began to move. It stopped at a small gap in the hedge and I could see a face peering through. It was a woman, but the hedges were high, almost 8 feet tall. I was surprised at how tall the woman was. I wondered if she was wearing stilts or some sort of huge high-heeled shoes. Then, a split second later, she walked off and the strange noise disappeared with her, fading into the distance.
I'm telling you, I hate that sound, bro.
Confused, I got up and ran back into the house. My grandparents were in the kitchen drinking tea. I sat down at the table and told my grandparents what I had seen. They weren't really paying attention to me until I mentioned that distinctive sound. They both froze. Grandma's eyes.
Time out. I didn't think about this the first time, the second time, but how the fuck she mimic that sound like that, bro? I'm just saying.
Eyes grew wide and she covered her mouth with her hand. Grandpa's face became very serious and he grabbed me by the arm. "This is very important," he said, very intensely. "How tall was she?" "As tall as the garden hedge." "Where was she standing? When did this happen? What did you do? Did she see you?" I tried to answer all his questions as best as I could. He rushed out to the hallway and made a phone call. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but after he hung up, he walked out the door. "Grandma, what's going on?" "There's something dangerous abducting children in this area," she said. "We call it Hachishaku-sama. It takes on the appearance of an extremely tall woman and says, in a deep voice. A long time ago, it was captured by monks and they managed to confine it in a ruined building on the outskirts of the village. They trapped it using 4 jizo, small religious statues that they placed at the north, south, east, and west of the ruins so that it could not escape. But somehow, it did. The last time it appeared was 15 years ago. My grandmother said that anyone who saw it was destined to die within a few days. It all sounded so crazy. I wasn't sure what to believe. Just then, my grandpa came back, but with an old woman who called herself Kason. They took me upstairs to my bedroom and began covering the windows with newspaper, with ancient runes written all over them. Kason placed small bowls of salt in all four corners of the room and a small Buddha figure in the center.
Soon the sun will be setting, so listen carefully. You must stay in this room until 7:30 tomorrow morning. Do not open this door for any reason.
She placed a bucket in my hands.
Not even to use the restroom.
My grandparents and Kason left the room, and I locked the door after them. I couldn't believe what was happening. Was I really going to die in a few days? I turned on the TV to try to take my...
Yo, imagine being young though, for real, for real. Imagine being young and then come across a demon like that, bro. Imagine. And then the shit like, you curse now type shit. Now the shit coming for you. And then you gotta basically go through what this character is going through, bro. Scary, bro.
mind off everything and eventually fell asleep. I was awakened around 1 a.m. by a tapping sound on the window. It's probably just a tree or something, I told myself. Then came a knock on the door, and I heard my grandpa's voice. Are you okay in there? If you're scared, I can come keep you company. Hearing his voice was such a relief that without thinking, I rushed over to the door. But something didn't feel right. I looked at the bowls of salt in the room. All 4 of them had turned black. And then I heard the sound again.
I hate that sound, bro.
The tapping on the window continued. I knelt in front of the Buddha and began to pray. I was so terrified and caught up in my chanting that I didn't realize the sounds had stopped. I checked my watch. It was 7:30 a.m. Carefully, I opened the door and ran to my grandparents. We all got in a van and headed straight for the airport. Apparently, there
7:30, yo. I would have stood in there till 8, nigga. Extra 30 minutes, fire hour, 9:30. We ain't getting out till 9.
were others who had escaped the grasp of Hachisaku-sama as long as they never stepped foot in Japan again. So 2 years ago, when my grandpa got sick, he refused to let me visit him. He even left strict instructions in his will to not let me attend his funeral. I couldn't believe that this creature prevented me from saying goodbye to him. So when my grandma called a few days ago to tell me she had been diagnosed with cancer, I wasn't gonna let her stop me from visiting. It's been 10 years, Grandma, and nothing has happened to me. We don't even know if this thing is real. I'm not gonna let it stop me from seeing.
I said, I'm sorry if I keep stopping. I ain't gonna do it no more. I promise. But I said this last night. She said, you don't even know if this shit is real. Bro, you sound stupid. You saw it with your own eyes. That's how it came to be a thing where your grandpa went and got some. I don't know, man. Whatever happened to her, happened to her. I'm just saying.
You. If you say so, dear. I love you, Grandma. I'll see you soon.
Damn sure did give me the chills, bro. But yeah, man. That was the first video. We're gonna move on to the next video. Is it on? Making sure it's on. Making sure it's on. Alright, first video we just watched was by SNARLED. They shit be off the hook sometimes. They be fire. But damn, y'all know them from the last one we did. But yeah, it's gonna pop up right here type shit. But this one is by them too. This one is called Grandma Dearest. So we're gonna get right into it.
Hey, I'm Markia. Want to hear something scary?
Yeah, bro. This dead ass not fire. This beat not fire. I'm just saying, bro.
Grandma Dearest. It's instilled from a young age to do anything for family. Whether it's the family you're born into or the family you've chosen. For good or for ill, family comes first. There were 3 things I had to do in the morning when going to grandmother's house. Feed the cats, be out in 15 minutes, and do not, under any circumstances, make myself known. Grandma mustn't see you. If she does, it will startle her, my Uncle Stanley asserted. He explained that my grandmother had fallen ill and no longer remembered family members. Uncle Stanley took care of her, and he'd asked me to help by feeding her cats before heading off to school. In exchange, I'd get some extra cash for whatever I wanted. Still, it was weird not being able to interact with Grandma. She was such a force of nature, and I missed her cooking. But Uncle Stanley would often tell me that you had to be willing to make sacrifices for your loved ones to keep them safe and comfortable. As I walked through the back door attached to the kitchen, I saw her. Her back turned while staring at the TV. She seemed still, unnaturally still under the big wool blanket that covered her. But then she did love her programs. Her 2 cats, Destiny and Angel, were lined up and ready to eat, so I fed them. I put up the food, pulled out my phone, and gathered my things. As I started to head towards the back door, I looked back at my grandma, once again wishing I could sit beside her. The next several days that followed were the same. Get to the house, feed the cats, and then leave. This continued until the day I stayed too long. I lost track of time standing in the kitchen watching a video a friend sent me on my phone. Suddenly, I had a strange feeling and, checking the time, realized I'd been there much longer than I'd been before. Peeking out at Grandma, I saw that she was sitting as usual, staring at her TV. Yet still, the feeling intensified. It felt as if something inside of me was telling me that I should get out. I decided to ignore it because I was with my grandma. Her house was the safest place to be. Pouring out the dry cat food, the sound of the kibble rang out in the empty kitchen. The happy cats came over to eat, and that's when I noticed it. There was red on the cat's fur. It was blood. Concerned, I checked them for scratches, but there weren't any injuries on either of them, just the blood. And then a trail of it heading out of the kitchen. Looking out into the living room, Grandma was gone. The TV was still going, but she was missing. Her discarded blanket on the ground. Grandma? I called out to her. Some floorboards deeper in the house creaked. The trail of blood from the kitchen continued down the hallway. Unsettled, I fumbled my phone out to call my uncle. As soon as I hit call, a ringtone went off in the house. Uncle Stanley? I called out hesitantly, walking towards the sound. The phone continued to ring unanswered. The ringtone in the house continued as well. Grandma, are you okay? Uncle Stanley? Are you there? My voice was small and shaking as I headed down the hall. Grandma's bedroom door was ajar, and I heard rattling noises coming from inside. As I entered the room, I couldn't believe what I saw. There were dark stains on the floor and scratches on the walls. My uncle stood there next to the bed. The ringing stopped as he pulled out his phone and ended my call. The rattling came from my grandmother's feet. She was restrained on her bed with chains attached to the bottom post. She was almost unrecognizable. Her face was decayed, her pupils small in the white of her eyes as she snarled and growled at my uncle. What's going on? I shuddered out. Apprehensively, Uncle Stanley looked over at me. Why are you still here? I told you to never stay long.
My thing is, bro, my fault. My thing is, it's like, why would you tell her to come feed the cats if you know this, like, you feel me? Like, if the grandma was in this type of state, it's already dangerous enough for her even to go to the house. You made her come feed the cats. So it's like, he wanted her to come find this shit, bro. Type shit.
Grandma is sick and just needs a little help. But I guess you know the truth now, so you'll have to help me feed her too. I watched horrified as Uncle Stanley pulled a human limb out of a leaking bag near his feet. Holding it out towards her, he sighed. Family comes first, smiling down at her as she latched on and feasted on it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That was crazy, bro. This broom scared the shit out of me and it fell. But anyways, alright, man. The next video is by CRYPT TV. This one is called The Gotcha Man. The Gotcha Man. I don't know. I gotta watch this shit so it won't cut out on me again.
Well, if you run across anything new, we're posting those on the group Facebook page. Don't worry, it's private. Well, before we wrap up, I think we all noticed a new recruit here. Do you want to tell us anything about yourself?
Oh yeah, I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
For me, well, I was 5. Same story I heard from you all. Of course, my father wasn't there that day, so he felt responsible, but not like I was neglected or nothing. I mean, it's just Shouldn't have opened the door. Shouldn't have opened the door.
You're in a safe place.
Thanks.
We are so glad that you decided to join us tonight. Everyone, let's thank Andrew for sharing. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. Does anyone else have?
No, I should. He had a
share?
piercing though.
Could you get that? Find us Uncle Roger.
Oh.
You're not Uncle Roger.
No, cutie.
Damn.
But
It's sad how kids are so unaware of danger. I'm sorry, I mean Instagram, bro. I was saying, like, it's so crazy how kids is unaware of danger like that, bro. And why would you? She like 4. Why would you let her open the door, bro? It's crazy. It don't matter what neighborhood you in. That's, I don't know.
and your uncle do this. I got your. No!
No, you didn't.
I've got it.
Except for the thing he did to us, the wisdom to track him down and find him wherever he may be, and the courage to take
Take from him what he has taken from us. And I'm gonna kill him.
It's a lesson for y'all right there, boom. Don't let your kids open the door for nobody. It don't matter if you live in an apartment building, the suburbs, a nice house, whatever. It don't matter, bro. And that was 3 short horror films, man. I see y'all in like 3 days because another one gotta come out. I'm telling y'all, this is not. There's no more delays, no more fuck ups, no more mess ups, bro. I'm sorry that last night the video got discarded apparently, but it's literally a couple hours later, so it still count, man. I love y'all. Thanks for watching, man. Support, share this to your friends, family, to their friends and family. And if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram, bro. You feel me? Go do that now, matter of fact. The link is down below in the description. You just go and hit that, bro. Just do that for me. You feel me? If you want to follow me on Snapchat too to see some shit, I don't know, but it's there too. I'm always on Snapchat, and I'm kinda always on Instagram. So down below in the description, link in the description, man. But like I said, man, love y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.